there was maybe even a short, maybe 10-minute, maybe 15-minute, I don't want to call it a service, but there was definitely a gathering with a number of people who may have been inside the executive terminal who came out. And that's where we are now. So that was all about 10 minutes ago, and now we're en route.
Right, and I'm looking at the street signs here as they are making their way.
Bethany
it looks
home.
like up the 51.
Yeah.
Do you think that's up the 51? Yeah, because we just saw Bethany home. That's where it kind of bends a little bit and goes, I want to say, up towards northern. But obviously they are traveling north on the 51, headed to the mortuary, and you can see that white hearse right in the middle of your screen there. And, you know, quite the procession behind it. You can see the police on their motorcycles, not only just in front, but towards the back too, just kind of slowing down that traffic and really clearing the way. You can see the cars around it too. You know, they're traveling pretty slowly because, again, with all this law enforcement and the procession, you know, it's something where it's a very delicate situation, and they just want to make sure that they're not in the way, obviously, of this procession.
And they're moving over, so it was interesting to watch that. The motors in the back basically blocked traffic so they could all move over at once. And I believe they're probably getting ready to exit here fairly quickly. And then they should be making a left and head, right? They should be heading west. Yeah, they should be heading west, and that would take them to this mortuary in the area. So
and you can see right there, you know, at the top of the screen, all those cars right there. Normally they would be, you know, getting ready to get on the freeway. But again, in a situation like this where they've got the motorcade, and you can see the motorcycle kind of just stopping the traffic so that nobody gets onto the freeway. That's usually what happens. The exits, the on-ramps, they are all just locked down to make sure that nobody gets in their way.
And you would assume at this point that Charlie Kirk's family is in one of the SUVs following. I think there's at least two of them following behind right now. We don't know when any funeral or memorial service will be held, but we did get the confirmation earlier today that President Trump will be attending, as I'm sure you know, any host of different dignitaries are going to be here, which I'm sure creates another security event.
It does. It does indeed.
So tell me what that, I mean, if you, now you're trying to secure, I mean, we don't know where it's going to be. I know that he did worship at that big church in North Phoenix as well. I mean, maybe that's going to be held there.
He would have a separate advance team that would come in from the Secret Service to sanitize the area that he was going to be in. That would have to take place. That's separate from what you're seeing here. And so that would be done in advance of his arrival. And then that area would be secured because the president's going to be there, and they have to install a perimeter around it for the protection of the president.
Yeah, it looks like I was just looking up, you know, exactly where Hanson Mortuary is. That's off of 7th Street. That's north of Northern. So it looks like as they travel up the 51, perhaps they just exited Northern, making a left right here, traveling west. And, you know, again, it's on the west side of 7th Street. That's where Rachel Cole is waiting. She said that a number of supporters have started to gather outside that mortuary waiting for the arrival of that casket.
I think maybe we should get back to Rachel here, at least her voice.